morning, dear students. Today we are going to start with the new poem of your English textbook Beehive. The name of the poem is No Men Are Foreign, and this poem is written by James Kirkup. Okay, so before starting the poem, let me give you the introduction of the poem. Here, the title No Men Are Foreign means that no man belong to another country. The poet wants to say that all men are same, all men are equal. He wants to promote the concept of universal brotherhood. In this poem, the poet wants to tell us that everyone in this world is same. All people, all men are same. They eat, live, die the same day. Everyone gets the bounties of nature like sunshine, land, etc. in equal measure. So we can also say that it is a peace poem. Okay, so now let us start the poem. All of you look at the screen. So in the first stanza, the poet writes, "Remember, no men are strange, no country is foreign. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes like ours. The land, our brothers, walk upon in art like this, in which we all shall lie." So here, in this stanza, the poet says that no men are strange, okay, and no country is foreign. So he is attempting to remove the borders from the art which have been erected to separate different countries. Then only no country will be foreign. We will feel every country as our own land when there will be no borders. Everyone will be free to move around, and the poet wants to say that the entire art is one, and all the people who live on this art belongs to one human race. Then he says that inside the uniforms worn by soldiers of different countries, the human being is the same. So God has made all of us in a similar way, all breathe in the same way. Then he says that all the soldiers are our brothers, and we all work upon the same mother art, and upon our death shall lie in the grave in the same earth. Okay, so this is all about the first stanza. Now moving on to the second stanza. In the second stanza, the poet writes, "They too, aware of sun and air and water, are fed by peaceful harvest. By war's long winter starved, their hands are ours, and in their lines we read a labor not different from our own." So here in this stanza, the poet here says that, here they refer to those people who belong to other countries. So we call them foreigners and discriminate them and fight with them also. The poet says that nature has given all the bounties to all people also, just like he has given to us. So everyone gets sunlight, air and water in equal measure, which means that God doesn't differentiate between people from different countries. We all do farming during the time of peace when there is no war. We live a relaxed life and eat the things given to us by nature. Now further, he adds that the way we starve during wars and winter time is the same for those belonging to other countries. Even they don't get food at that time, so he wants to say that foreigners who belong to another country and we both are the same. And then the poet says that even their hands are same as ours. They work very hard just like we do. He is giving all these examples to convey to the reader that there is no difference in us and the people belonging to another country. Now, moving on to the next stanza. In the next stanza, the poet writes, remember, they have eyes like ours that wake or sleep, and strength that can be won by love. In every land is common life that all can recognize and understand. So here in this stanza, the poet asks the reader to remember something. He says that we should keep in mind that the people of another country whom we think to be our enemies have been bestowed by God with similar appearance like us. God has given them eyes like ours, which open when awake and close when we are asleep. Similarly, He has given them strength which we can win through love. Then he says that in every country, in every land, there is one common thing, that is life. Life means all the things that are living, and if we can recognize them, and if we can understand their feelings and realize that they are like us, then there will be no fights or wars between us. Now, moving on to the next stanza. In the next stanza, the poet writes, let us remember whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we shall dispose, betray, condemn. Remember, we who take arms against each other. So here, in the last two stanza, the poet here says that we should remember that whenever someone tells us to hate a person from another country, we think him as our enemy, and whenever we think someone to be our enemy, then we deprive ourselves, we cheat ourselves, and we condemn ourselves. He says that we should stay away from such negativity. So we should not consider anyone to be our enemy. During a war, both the parties must bear the loss, and that is why the poet says that war is not in our favor. He says that whenever we pick any weapon against someone, we should remember one thing. Now, moving on to the last stanza. In the last stanza, the poet says, it is the human art that we define. Our hells of fire and dust outrage the innocence. Of air, what is everyone, that is everywhere our own. Remember, no men are foreign and no countries strange. So in the last stanza here, the poet says that we should keep in mind that whenever we pick weapons against any person, we make the art dirty, because weapons kill people and their bodies, which fall on the art. Make it dirty. Whenever war happens, it leads to a lot of bloodshed, fire and death. So these dead bodies accumulate on the art and it makes it impure. The fire of war which erupts, the smoke which comes out, the dust which fills the air, it is so dirty that it pollutes and outrages the purity of the air. With all these things, the poet wants to give us a message that we should not indulge in war. Finally, he ends the poem by writing the first line in reverse and saying that, remember, no men are foreign and no country is strange. So well, this is all about this poem. I hope you understand the poem. So there are only 5 stanzas in this poem. So you go through the poem once again and try to understand the meaning of this poem. Okay, so we'll be discussing the rest part of the poem, like question answers and other literary devices, in our next class. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you.